to begin the roll call.
Bodie,
Here.
Cacciatore,
Here.
Carberry Montgomery,
Here.
Kroll,
Here.
Rosendahl.
Here.
Thank you.
I'd like all to ask to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd like to open with a civility statement. I'll read it now. Before we begin tonight's meeting, we pause to orient ourselves to the kind of civic life we are here to practice. Civility, as we understand it, is not politeness, etiquette, or agreement. It is an inner disposition rooted in recognizing the equal human dignity of every person present, including those with whom we sharply disagree. Each of us is responsible for how we speak, how we listen, and how we conduct ourselves. We are not responsible for controlling one another's views, reactions, or conclusions. This space belongs to all of us. We will speak honestly, refrain from demeaning or coercing one another, and remain present even when the conversation is difficult. By holding one another in view as persons rather than obstacles, we sustain the trust that makes shared civic life possible in Urbandale tonight and beyond. I need a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Kroll,
Second.
by Carberry Montgomery. Discussion, please vote. And, okay, that passes. We have several presentations to begin tonight's meeting. The first is with the Iowa Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve recognition, and with that program, to present that recognition is Rebecca Cody. Sure.
Good evening. Chief told me I had 30 minutes to present. Good evening. My name is Becky Cody. I serve as a state chair for Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve. And if you're not familiar with who we are or what we do, we're a Department of War organization that is supported by volunteers from across the state of Iowa and all of our states and territories. One of my favorite, our mission is 3 points: employer outreach, military outreach, and ombudsman services to help with questions on USERRA. But one of my favorite pieces of the employer outreach piece is recognizing employers who really go above and beyond to support their Guard and Reservists that serve our state and our country. And the Urbandale Fire Department has done just that. Now, how the process works is Barry Burt initially nominated Michael Gentozzi for the Patriotic Employer Award. That award and what he said was a catalyst to increasing that award to what's called the above and beyond. So as state chair in an organization, we can select a certain number of nominations from across the state each year. This year, for the above and beyond, we selected 10, and the fire department was one of those. So in that initial nomination, Barry said this about Michael, that he was incredibly supportive both before and during his deployment. As a former infantryman in the Iowa National Guard who deployed to Afghanistan, Michael understood the strain of leaving family behind and the helplessness that can come with being far from home during a crisis. Just 1 week after Barry left for pre-deployment at Fort Bliss, he and his wife learned they were expecting a baby. When Barry notified Michael so he could update his civilian paperwork, Michael was thrilled for the family and immediately offered to help with anything they needed. He and several members of Barry's fire department even drove nearly 20 miles to help his wife move a large amount of firewood so a new fence could be installed, a task Barry would normally have handled himself. As the deployment continued and Barry's wife progressed in her pregnancy, Michael guided Barry through the process of securing parental leave for his return. When the baby arrived 5 weeks early and all their plans had to be redone, Michael stepped in again, helping Barry navigate every detail and ensuring a smooth transition home. Barry shared that without Michael's support, he would have been overwhelmed trying to manage deployment stress while worrying about his wife's health complications. Instead, Michael lifted that burden, allowing Barry to focus on his mission. When he finally returned home, Michael greeted him with a smile, a handshake, and a heartfelt congratulations, a reflection of the genuine care he had shown throughout his entire deployment. Now, we know that it's not just one person that it takes to support the Guard and Reserve members in their employ. And as an employer, I think it's extremely important to understand the role you play in our nation's security. Because without the support of the department and the city, our service members cannot do what they've been asked to do to support our rights and our freedoms. So I would like to recognize the entire fire department for what they've done to support Barry and his military service.
Move everyone one step this way. On three. 1, 2. Closer. Right. Real quick, just I wanted to recognize Barry for his service. Obviously, Chief Gentozzi for his service, who was actually wounded while he was on his deployment. The fire department actually has 5 current members in the reserve, and we are proud of the service that they deliver not only to you as the citizens, but also to our country in the same space. So thank you very much, and thank you.
Thank you. That's a lovely honor. Now for our first proclamation. It's the National Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. That's May of 2026 in the city of Urbandale. So whereas the month of May has been designated as the National Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, a time to recognize and celebrate the rich cultural diversity, traditions, and contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders to our community, state, and nation. Whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have played a vital role in shaping the history, culture, and economic development of the United States, contributing to the strength, prosperity, and vibrancy of our nation. Whereas this observance provides an opportunity to honor the achievements and acknowledge the challenges faced by AAPI communities, promoting understanding, appreciation, and respect for their unique heritage and experiences. Now, therefore, I, Patricia Bodie, Mayor Pro Tem, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as National Asian Pacific American Heritage Month in the city of Urbandale and encourage all residents, schools, businesses, and community organizations to participate in events and activities that celebrate the cultural richness of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Signed and sealed this 19th day of May 2026. And I believe we have with us Lisa Tai from Celebration Festival Chair and Brandon Bennett from the Iowa Asian Alliance Board of Directors to come join us in accepting this proclamation. And perhaps one or both of you might like to say a few words.
Thank you so much for the city for the recognition. My name is Lisa Tai. I serve as the chair of the Asian Heritage Festival Celebration, which will happen on May 22nd and 23rd. So this Friday and Saturday at Western Gateway Park. So we invite everyone to come out and join us. This year's theme is The Story of Us. So it is celebrating America's 250-year anniversary, but it also shares the culture and the history and the stories that all of our communities have as part of the United States and the iconic influences that they share.
Thank you, Steve. And it's National Public Works Week. So whereas public works professionals focus on the infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities, and to the public health and high quality of life the residents and businesses of Urbandale expect, and whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals, who are the engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply and treatment, solid waste systems, public buildings, and whereas 2026 marks the 66th annual National Public Works Week, which since 1960 has energized and educated the public on the importance of public works in their daily lives. National Public Works Week is a week to inquire, learn, and appreciate Urbandale's public works professionals who plan, build, manage, and maintain the city's 240 miles of streets, 240 miles of sanitary sewer, 210 miles of storm sewer, collect 320 tons of garbage and yard waste weekly, and who will oversee the construction of over $24 million in public infrastructure in 2026. Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Patricia Bodie, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Urbandale, on behalf of the Urbandale City Council, do hereby designate the week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week, signed and sealed this 19th day of May, 2026. And I believe we have Raul Hernandez and Kelly Ritter from the Urbandale Engineering and Public Works Department to come up here to accept this award, or proclamation. Now, at this time, individuals may address the City Council on matters that are not a part of a public hearing in tonight's agenda. So is there anyone who would like to speak to the City Council this evening? Please, come on up. And it would be helpful if you would state your name and address, and we like to try and keep the comments in the 5-minute range if at all possible. Yes, please come up to the microphone.
Hello. Sure. Hello, my
Thanks,
name's
Russ.
Rob Wilkening. My address is 26346 V Avenue, Waukee, Iowa. I have a short written statement here. I'm not much of a public speaker, so I'll just read it. I'm not a resident of Urbandale, but my acreage is adjacent to your city limits. It is a foregone conclusion that at some point I will be part of your community. I will be annexed. My acreage borders on the east and south by Bentley Ridge and Bentley Ridge West. Therein lies my concern. The previously approved layout of Bentley Ridge West greatly affects my property. As required by your city, a dead-end road was designed to end at my property line. This access road, as it was designed, ends within 50 feet of the south side of my barn, which makes this access road useless unless the barn's removed. I can't imagine that this is anything but a design error, but nonetheless, I've asked the owner of Bentley Ridge and the P&Z board to reconsider the plan, both to no avail. I've called the city manager's office and left messages, both voicemail and with receptionist, and have gotten no response. I've talked to P&Z office and the former director, and they are not interested in making any changes to the existing plan. This non-action leaves me with 3 choices: plead my case before the city council, fight with all my resources, or crumble and give up. So I'm here to plead with you, hoping that we can come to a reasonable solution to my dilemma. A bit of background on the barn. It's a 1920s era Montgomery Ward kit barn with a rainbow roofline. The lumber and the curved rafters were delivered on a rail car and assembled by local craftsmen. This barn absolutely has historical significance, but aside from that, I'm very attached. I saved it from destruction 20-some years ago, as it was originally built at the corner of Hickman Road and Alice's Road. It was scheduled to be demolished for the Hy-Vee store. The owners at that time of that ground were Bill Knapp and Jim County, who graciously gave me the barn so that I could preserve it. I paid to have it moved to my acreage, had a new foundation laid, and brought the barn up to usable condition. I also moved 2 small outbuildings, a chicken house also with a rainbow roof, and a outhouse that was a Depression era privy that was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps and sold as to provide work for destitute people in the Depression. So my plea isn't just financial; it is really emotional. So I'm not going to crumble. My hope is that with your help, we can come to a workable solution. I want to be a good neighbor, and I believe up to this point I have been. Last year, Urbandale Sewer District ran a 30-inch sewer pipe through my property, creating a clear cut a half a mile long and 120 feet wide, destroying thousands of trees and wildlife habitat. I was cooperative, but I cringed with every falling tree. The timber was right through the timber on Walnut Creek bottom. The financial loss because of this road placement has been estimated over $250,000 to replace a like structure and over $140,000 to move it and duplicate the lower level. The emotional havoc cannot be measured. Many sleepless nights, unsatisfactory conversations with the owner in the city, they both darken my spirit and tempt me to be a resentful, mean-spirited old man, not an old man that I want to be. Please consider revisiting the situation, and please don't rubber stamp it because it's easy. If you choose to ignore this request, to look into this situation, I'll be left with no other option but to fight with all the options available to me. If you are interested in laying eyes on this project, please feel free to take a road trip to the country so you can see with yourself my situation. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you very much.
I've left my contact number. I don't know if I can expect some notification if you considered it or not. I guess I'll just have to wait and see.
I think it's, yeah, we will be getting back to you. We'll visit with the city manager and we'll see what additional research we can do and get back to you with more information and find out a little bit more about this.
All right, thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Is there anyone else who would like to speak as part of the public forum this evening? Okay, seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the regular city council meeting of May 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Moved by Bridget Carberry Montgomery,
Second.
second by Kroll. All those in favor, please vote. That would include me. Motion carries. We now need a motion to approve the minutes for the city council work session on May 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Motion by Amy Kroll.
Second.
By Joe Cacciatore. Discussion, please vote. That motion carries. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda items 6.1 through 6.20?
So moved.
Moved by Kroll,
Second.
second by Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries. We're now into the public hearing items. Storm sewer and surface water flowage easement vacation, Lot 28 Allerton. So Community Development Director Rose Schroeder will be presenting. Notice for this was published on May 8th, 2026 in the Des Moines Register. So I would like to ask the clerk if there were any objections to this notice as published.
There were none.
Okay. So Rose, it's yours.
I will
Great.
take a motion quick first.
Oh,
to
I
open
have
the-
to have a motion for the open the public hearing, sorry.
Motion to-
Kroll moved, second
Second.
by Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries. Now, Rose.
Very good. This evening, we have in front of us a request to vacate a stormwater and surface flowage easement. This property is addressed 14811 Holcomb Avenue. So here we have 149th and Holcomb, just a bit north of Hickman Road. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. This green hashing here, located on the north side of the lot, represents the existing stormwater and surface water flowage easement. This, as it relates to the applicant's property, is about 56 feet in width, so 56 feet on their side of the property line. At some point, a retaining wall, a wall, was constructed within said easement. That encroachment varies from about it's less than 2 feet on either corner, but you can see the dimension here, 1.72 and 1.61. So the applicant has requested effectively that the south 4 feet of this easement be vacated in order that their existing improvement would no longer be in the recorded and platted easement. We've submitted this to the Public Works and Engineering Department. They have not objected to the request. The office did get one phone call as a result of notification, just asking general questions about what is this and why am I getting a notice about it. Other than that, we have not received any other comment. The City Community Development Department is holding permits for other improvements on this property until this matter does get resolved. The applicant is present, but I am happy to answer any other questions you might have about the request.
Any questions for Rose or discussion? Nothing? Okay.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Do we have?
Well, we didn't ask the public if they want to
Oh,
make
sorry.
any comments. I think you were trying to help me out, Amy. I appreciate that, but, so, is there anyone to speak either for or against this item?
Good evening. I'm Lindsay Knoop. I'm the homeowner and the applicant for this. I was joking with my husband. I'm not sure who got the short end of the stick tonight, him who's home with 5 kids or me that's here. I think it was him. But no, I just appreciate the city's help through this process. This was certainly something we didn't expect to find ourselves in, but appreciate the city who's helped us work through this and just looking forward to bring this to closure so we can continue on with the planned project. So thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. No questions for her? Okay. So with that, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
All right, motion by Kroll, second by
Second.
Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. And that motion carries.
I'll move approval of Resolution 156-2026.
All right. Motion by Carberry Montgomery,
Second.
second by Cacciatore. Any comments or anything? All right. Discussion, please vote. And it looks like that motion carries, if I'm reading that right.
I'll move the first reading of ordinance 2026-28.
Moved by Carberry Montgomery, second by
Second.
Cacciatore. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries.
Oh, you
Did I do something wrong?
no.
Mike's
Bridget's
job.
yielding. Motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings of an ordinance for ordinance 2026-28.
Okay, motion by Rosendahl, second by
Second.
Kroll. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries.
Motion to waive the second reading and approve the third reading, the third and final reading of ordinance 2026-28.
Motion by Rosendahl, second by
Kroll.
Kroll. Okay, discussion, please vote. Motion carries. Moving on to the public hearing and consideration of bids for Walnut Creek Regional Park Splash Pad. Notice for this was published on May 1st, 2026 in the Des Moines Register. I'd ask the clerk if there were any objections to this notice as published.
There were none.
Okay. I need a motion to open the public hearing
So moved.
Second.
by Kroll and then Carberry Montgomery for the second. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries. My understanding is that Parks and Recreation Director Jan Herkey is here to handle questions only because a full presentation was made at a previous council meeting. So do we have any questions for Jan? Okay. Is there anyone to speak either for or against this item? Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Kroll, second by
Second.
Rosendahl. Discussion, please vote. Any comments from the council on this? Okay, there are 3 items for consideration.
Motion to approve resolution 159-2026.
Motion by Rosendahl, second by Kroll. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries.
Motion to approve resolution 160-2026.
Motion by Rosendahl,
Second.
second by Kroll. Discussion, please vote. And?
That carried.
I'm sorry, yes, that carried.
Motion to approve resolution 161-2026.
Second.
Okay. Rosendahl and Kroll. Discussion, please vote. That concludes the public hearings. The motion was carried. Under regular items, 8.1, the Metro Ice rezoning from R1S Suburban Density Single Family District to PUD Planned Unit Development District. This is in the neighborhood of 5100 72nd Street. Again, for questions only, Rose Schroeder from the Community Development is available. The first reading of the ordinance was approved at the May 5th, 2026 meeting. So we have received a request to suspend the rules. So if desired, there would need to be a motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings of an ordinance for ordinance 2026-26.
Have we had any contacts on this since the last meeting, or is regarding any notices or anything like that from the community?
No additional comments from the community.
Sounds good. Motion to suspend the rules requiring 3 readings of an ordinance for ordinance 2026-26.
Motion by Rosendahl, second by Kroll. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries.
Motion to waive the second reading and approve the third and final reading of ordinance 2026-26.
Motion by Rosendahl, second by
Second.
Kroll. Discussion, please vote. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 9.1, regular agenda item, janitorial services agreement, Reliable Maintenance Company. Parks and Recreation Director Jan Herkey is again here for questions only. Any discussion? Otherwise, we need a motion to approve Resolution 157-2026.
Move Resolution 157-2026.
Motion by Kroll.
Second.
Second by Bridget Carberry Montgomery. Discussion, please vote. All right. Time for the city motion carries. Time for the city manager's report.
Nothing tonight, other than just to follow up on the comments from Mr. Wilkeny earlier. We'll provide the council with some follow-up on that. Staff and I have had a couple of different meetings, but it's been a while. I want to make sure there's no new information, and we'll provide some more details on that in the coming days. That's it.
Okay. Blake?
All right, since this meeting is not going to be 2 hours long, that gives us like each 30 minutes to speak, right? Just a handful of items. I think it was last week was meeting virtually with the Art Commission and some various other folks regarding the commission for the Barrett Boson and Gateway entryway sculpture. So there was 3 artists that had been selected, and they had brought forward ideas for their pieces, and the committee had interviewed them, asked them some questions about materials and maintenance and their vision and everything of that nature. 3 very, really excellent pieces. I think there's still is there still time for people to weigh in? Through Saturday. So through Saturday, folks can put in comment at the library and the website. 3 really excellent pieces. I think it's just a matter of which direction do we want to go with piece. So very happy with the process. So big thanks to the Art Commission for that. Got a chance to go to the Grill and Chill, so that was a really good opportunity. So big thanks to staff for all that they do in the community, and just kind of a piggyback off of that on, I think it was Monday, or maybe it was this morning, I don't know, after the storms. There were some limbs down right by Valerius, like the path walking up from the tennis court parking lot to the school, and they were out there chopping them up and moving them off the path as people were getting there. So it was very good to see Parks and Public Works moving and ready to go in the morning. So really appreciate it. And that's all I got.
Great. Bridget?
I have nothing to report from DART. Imagine that. Hopefully smooth sailing here as we look forward to implementation of Reimagine DART. There is a public informational meeting, let's see, next Wednesday, the 27th, at the library from 4 to 6 for Urbandale residents or anyone interested in getting specific information about the new routes and help figuring out what their routes will be. So I will be stopping into there. I don't know that it's necessary that you all do unless you're interested. I don't know if there's been a Facebook event, but I'm sure if there is, I'll let Derek know and we can share it. The other thing I just want to say, it's graduation season, which is always really exciting, and congratulations to all of our Urbandale graduates for a job well done.
Super. Amy?
Yeah, so first of all, Sustainability Fair is really great. I was excited to be able to finally visit that for the first time, so really enjoyed it. A question for staff. Do we have an idea of when the library remodeling will be complete?
I will get you an answer on that. I know Nicholas has been keeping us informed at department head meetings, but just before I say something premature,
Sure.
we'll send something out.
I keep forgetting to ask, and I keep getting questions about it. So, and usually at the most inopportune time. So therefore, yes. And then also just an update at MAC. We had the Polk County Housing Trust Fund come in and talk about affordable housing goals for the region. They have pulled together a pretty cool dashboard that you can drill down to the city and zip code level. It can be found at pchtf.org/dashboard. So I do encourage all of you to take a look at it. And I believe they're also going to be reaching out to city staff if they haven't already done so. Okay. To sit down and get our other projects included in that dashboard. They only looked at federally backed projects, not including stuff that we may have supported as a council.
Amy, is that different than what they rolled out at the conference that had
It's the same.
developable lots?
There is a report of that nature as well on their website. It's a little bit different. That report looks at the attributes of land that would be suitable for development. So there are two separate pieces. They did talk about that piece as well at the MAC meeting.
Great, thank you.
Thanks. Joe?
Yeah, so I attended the HSA board meeting last week. It was fairly uneventful. Emily Osweiler did give a brief update about what happened at our last meeting, but that was kind of the extent of the discussion on that. Also attended the first of our summer concert series on May 12th. It was really well attended, so hopefully that's a good sign moving forward. And then I just want to thank our Madam Mayor Pro Tem
Done a great
for
job.
doing such a nice job presiding. And, you know, I think you can brag that this is probably the shortest meeting we've had in quite a while. And so, anyway, thank you.
I think Nicole and David conspired to make sure that was going to happen for me. Most grateful. And for my comments, I want to lead off with, I certainly hope our beloved mayor is doing very, very well. Just rooting for his speedy recovery. And I was doing that all along, but even more so now. Okay.
Bob says, report, I'm still kicking.
There we go. Glad to hear that. Sorry, I'm not paying attention there. I also want to comment on the Sustainability Fair and also the garlic mustard removal piece of the Sustainability Fair. I just appreciate that that was married to actual action, and also just it was a great fair and beautifully well attended, and included the Walnut Creek Watershed Management Authority component as well, which was very nice too. But our library, our Parks Department, the Watershed Authority just did all a great job. I want to remind people that on May 27th at 8:30 a.m., I think here, I'll have to double check that, is the next downtown Urbandale kind of check-in on the redevelopment project. And I frequently go to that. I believe I'll be going again, but it would be probably a nice thing to have another council member show up every once in a while for that. So I'd just like to mention that. I saw that the schedule for the Extended Stay America project was put together. I was just wondering, I would just want to make sure that that did get to the folks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't clear on that. And then I have a wacky question, since this is the shortest meeting ever. What is done with respect to soil testing before these, we convert this farmland into residential with young families going in and moving on it? What soil testing is done about what's in that soil prior to us ever allowing all that to happen? I was just wondering if we know anything about that, or if anyone does anything about that. Obviously, they're going to do structural testing to make sure they can build on it, but especially when we're converting ag land, I'm just wondering about that.
We can follow up on that.
Okay.
I don't believe that there's anything done.
Yeah.
We can follow up on
It might be something that, in light of what's happening statewide in terms of concerns over our public health, it might be something we want to start looking at.
It's fair.
So with that, I have one big gratitude shout out to Nicole and David. Nicole, you're amazing. I don't know how you do what you do. You and your team, amazing. So I've had a script here tonight. That doesn't mean I was good at following it, but they did a great job. Thank you all very much. Oh, yes?
One quick thing I was thinking as we were going through, could we get a report on progress of like an e-moto, some sort of what we're thinking on that?
Yeah, the chief has put together a draft, and we put together a fairly extensive team to review that. And our first meeting got delayed due to some internal scheduling challenges. So it's coming, and I think it's really, really close, but we need to get 5 or 6 sets of eyes on it before it comes forward. So it'll be very soon.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and my understanding, Clive was considering one, right?
Yes.
So I just think I would like to personally express, I think it's really important that we are the same throughout the metro somehow on the stuff that really matters.
I think that was the initial push on that. There was an effort to do that, but I think cities have started to take on their own unique interests as those ordinances have been developed. And I think at the end of the day, that's probably okay, because there are going to be some things in some of these other ordinances that I doubt that this council would be willing to support. That's just my gut. So I think we're going to have a really good ordinance coming forward. We just need a little bit more time to get it to the council.
I hope at some point people look at this regionally. I think it's really important. Otherwise, we're going to be riding down there in the city of Des Moines and getting in trouble for something that's perfectly fine up here, or vice versa.
I think the variations are going to be somewhat minor from what I've seen. It looks like the speed limit on trails seems to be fairly uniform. What I've seen from Waukee and Clive is 20, and I think that sort of is the standard. And so you might see different things on e-scooters and e-motos and things like that. But I think just from the standpoint of a pedestrian or your average cyclist, it's going to be almost uniform, I think. Yeah, it would be very similar.
Okay.
Well, at least from what I've seen, and obviously ours is not fully baked just yet, but almost. Okay.
Well, unless